All right, this is everything that you need to know about crypto airdrops today. I've got a bunch of stuff in here that you can do if you want to make sure you qualify for airdrops in 2024. So let's start off by talking about Kamino Finance. Since yesterday, when they announced that their snapshot is going to be on March 31st, the TVL of the platform has skyrocketed, and now it's past MarginFi in TVL. So what does this mean for us? Well, it means that we are being diluted massively. There's a couple of weeks left until the first snapshot, but since this is now confirmed to be a linear airdrop, the ranking actually doesn't matter at all. And what it really boils down to is how many points you have relative to the total global points. And so about 2 weeks ago, when I leveraged up on Kamino Finance and got my 11x points boost, I have been rising up the rankings, but now of course that is less relevant because people with massive amounts of capital that can earn huge points in the last few weeks of the campaign are going to get way more of an airdrop. Now, something that is interesting that I found was this spreadsheet right here from one of the founders of SonarWatch, which is a great platform on Solana for tracking the value of your total portfolio. And he's got this spreadsheet here where you can take a look and see a couple of different scenarios for what the actual airdrop could be worth. So I'll leave a link to this down below. You can plug in your numbers in terms of points you're earning per day, total points, and then it will tell you what percentage of the total points on the Kamino platform you are going to have by the end of it, and it will tell you whether or not you are currently being diluted. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that your airdrop won't actually be worth it or that you won't make money from this, even after factoring the cost of borrowing on the platform, the carrying cost of keeping trades on. However, now that I've had about 24 hours to think about this, I'm starting to rethink whether or not I want to keep my capital here, because this type of linear airdrop really does advantage people that have a large amount of capital, and it becomes much more like yield farming based on the amount of capital that you have than airdrop farming. And really the type of airdrop that can be a make it moment are the ones that are probably more tier based, where you can actually earn 10x, 100x of whatever you spend in gas fees when the airdrop actually comes. Now, an interesting thing is that the CEO, or one of the co-founders of MarginFi, posted a long thread today on Twitter talking about why he thinks that the linear criteria is not ideal, and that telling people when there's going to be a snapshot in the future is also not ideal. So definitely some interesting reading in here, and I'll throw a link to this down below as well. Anyways, moving on from the Solana ecosystem, I found this thread right here from Vex on Twitter, and this is actually a great way that you can get a new unique interaction with Layer 0. So all you have to do is go to this app right here, holograph.xyz. They've got a free mint on plus a very small mint fee. So once you mint this NFT, you want to go over here to the bridge tab, and then you can actually bridge it from their NFT bridge to a different network. And this is going to trigger an interaction with Layer 0. So whatever you minted on, I minted it on Mantle. That's going to be your sending chain, and then just select the chain that you want to send it to. So let's say I send it from Mantle to Avalanche. Then I will select the NFT that I just minted and ship it over to the new network. And you can actually do this multiple times if you want to. And each time you bridge the NFT, you'll hit another interaction with Layer 0. Next up, speaking of Layer 0, Stargate announced that they have removed the bridge limits and also the bridge fees for bridging to Aptos. So today I sent 0.02 ETH from Optimism to Aptos just to check it out, and it's super cheap, and it's a great way that you can get assets onto that network if you're trying to farm the Aptos airdrops. And also, of course, it triggers interactions with Layer 0. So that's a couple of new things that you can do, a couple of good ways that you can increase your transaction count and diversity with the Layer 0 protocol. Next up, Linea announced that there's going to be an LXP drop for these 3 campaigns right here, DSIG, the Foxy Mint, and the Unfettered. And this is happening next week. So I talked about a couple of these on my channel, and if you completed any of these tasks, you'll be getting the LXP next week if you have done Proof of Humanity. Now, the deadline to do Proof of Humanity in order to get this drop is next Tuesday. And if you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, in order to get these LXP drops from these different tasks, as well as the Linea Park campaign, you do need to have Proof of Humanity completed from their website. And there's a few ways that you can do it. Gitcoin Passport is one of the main ones, but there's a bunch of others as well. So if you haven't done this yet, definitely do it, because if you don't, you won't get any of that LXP. And then speaking of Linea, I finally got some time to go through and complete a bunch of the quests in Linea Park, which have been super annoying. However, it is actually probably worthwhile. So far, I'm still struggling to do these final 3 ones right here, but I've actually managed to get over 535 LXP, and realistically, while it is annoying, since this can't really be sybiled and it doesn't favor influencers or people with huge amounts of capital, this is probably going to be one of the fairest airdrops of 2024. And if you're not already participating in the Linea airdrop campaign, I think there definitely is still time, and I would for sure recommend going through and doing these. Next up, there's an update for people that participated in the Manta airdrop. So if you received one of these two legendary NFTs as a part of the Manta airdrop campaign, the Mystical Manta or the First Modular L2, and if you burned those NFTs in order to cash them in for the Manta token, then you can actually go and mint one of these new NFTs, the Golden Treasure Shovel. And the floor price on these things is currently 0.083 ETH, so you definitely should go and mint one of these soon because it's a limited supply and there's just over 3,000 of these things left. Again though, it is only for people that burned these NFTs in order to cash them in for Manta tokens. So unfortunately, the majority of people that participated in the Manta airdrop won't get these, and it's only the ones that managed to get the legendary NFTs and then held them to the end and burned them. Another update for the airdrop hunters of bridges, dBridge Finance announced that there's going to be points soon and that they will be retroactive. So I made a full step-by-step tutorial on how to farm the dBridge airdrop before. I'll link it down below in case you didn't see that, but I do think that after Wormhole and Layer 0, this is going to be one of the next best targets for bridge airdrops. It's probably in tier 2, I would say, but it's also actually a great bridge and you can send transactions to and from Solana very quickly and very cheaply. So if you want to check it out, it looks like there's going to be a point system soon. Next, there's an airdrop currently claimable for Scallop. They dropped their SCA token and you can go and actually claim your tokens today. And this airdrop is for people that deposited or borrowed assets from the Scallop DeFi platform on the SUI network. So if you were participating in this airdrop hunt, you can now go and claim your tokens. Next up, we've got a hint from Grass, which is one of the free to earn airdrops that I've talked about previously. And they've teased that there's going to be a big announcement in 5 days. It's been a while since there's been any sort of communication on when the actual Grass points are going to be convertible into the Grass token airdrop. So we'll see next week if we get some good news on this. Now, this right here is kind of an under the radar airdrop opportunity that I wanted to bring to your attention. So this is Blackwing Finance, and they are calling themselves a modular blockchain for margin trading. Now, they raised a decent amount of capital, 4.5 million, from a couple of big players within the crypto ecosystem, and they have an airdrop campaign on right now. So when you sign up for the platform, if you connect your social media accounts and connect your wallet, you'll automatically have some XP that you can claim. However, in order to actually secure it, it does want you to make a deposit of either ETH, USDC, or one of these liquid restaked ETH tokens. But you can do it on an L2 like Binance or Arbitrum, so you don't have to do it on ETH mainnet and spend a fortune in gas fees. And there is also no minimum amount for the deposit. So I just have some dust of USDC in this wallet right here, and I should be able to just deposit this here and actually claim my XP. Yeah, so there we go. I deposited 30 cents of USDC onto the platform. I'm qualifying for the XP. Now, I'm not suggesting that you deposit a large amount of capital on the platform. If you do your own research and you decide to do that, it's totally up to you. You earn a yield on your deposits, and the XP that you earn from the airdrop is also based on the amount that you deposit. Of course, you can withdraw at any time. However, if you do withdraw, you don't earn BXP, and it slashes the experience points that you had already earned. So I'm not suggesting that you should just ape a bunch of money into this, but even just by putting a small amount on the platform, sort of getting your foot in the door, I think this could help out. And since this is pretty much pre-beta, they haven't even launched trading on the platform, you can read through their documents and see if this is something that you actually want to put more time, effort, and capital into. Now, the one other thing that you can do is that they have a Galaxy campaign on right now. Not that many people have completed it, less than 2,000. And if you complete a couple of simple social tasks, you can onboard and get some points. Oh, and by the way, they are also partnered with Initia, and you will be earning some future Initia XP for participating in this. So it is a bit speculative since they are quite new, but I do think that this is a decent opportunity, especially since there's no minimum deposit. Next up, on Twitter, the Orderly Network teased that there is a snapshot coming soon. And this is a platform where you can trade perps on leverage. They've got a Galaxy campaign on where you can collect NFTs for trading. I'm not much of a trader, so I haven't actually run up the volume in these. However, for traders, this is probably a pretty solid airdrop target. And if you've been using the platform hopefully there will be something happening soon. And then one final thing that I wanted to mention today is that Bankless has an airdrop hunter and a airdrop claimables tool that are actually quite useful. So the claimables tool is completely free. All you have to do is connect your wallet and it will tell you whether or not you have airdrops that are currently claimable. So right now, I only have one POAP that I can claim for this, but if you have any unclaimed airdrops, this will be able to detect it and help you make sure that you don't actually miss anything. And you can actually also add wallets without connecting them. You can just paste the addresses in here and you can add multiple wallets to keep track of everything in one place. And their airdrop hunter tool is also super useful, especially if you're a beginner to intermediate airdrop hunter, because they've got it all broken down by L2 and by application. They tell you the difficulty for farming the airdrops, and there's actually a list of things that you can do for each of these in order to actually qualify. So for example, if you wanted to get the degen meme coin airdrop on Farcaster, you could click on that, open her up, and it tells you all the details that you need to know about the airdrop, as well as things that you can do right now to make sure that you qualify. So it's a nice interactive tool to keep track of your airdrop farming, and then when you complete quests, it actually gives you a check mark and marks it complete. So this is not sponsored content, but I do have an affiliate link, and if you sign up with that down below and use code COVE10, you'll get a 10% discount. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you found this helpful, and see you later.